Hi, welcome to the channel. This is Commander Brawl series, Kaldheim Commander Brawl series. Hi, welcome to the channel. This is the Kaldheim Commander series, number 12 of 36. A third of the way through them. Today we're going to be looking at Narfi, Betrayer King. Narfi, snarfing down brains. He is a zombie wizard. Other snow and zombie creatures you control get +1/+1, and you can spend 3 snow to return him from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. 5 mana to cast, so we want to get him out as soon as possible to be able to start getting him back on the field. Later in the game, we want to be doing other things, so generally getting him out on turn 4 is really nice anytime you can. Got enough, a few ramps here to be able to try to do that. We've got lots of zombies. This deck is mostly zombies. So we've got some snow. Ascendant Spirit sometimes wins the game by itself. You put it out first turn and just pump it 2, 3, 4. And then all of a sudden it's an 8/8 attacking in for the win. If they don't have an answer to that, that's great. If they do, often you've went to turn 4 and you've only used one card and they've used a few. If they're starting to get a board, of course, you don't want to do that. You don't want to get too far behind on your board presence just to do that. But if it looks like you can win with it, go for it. This is also a zombie, so it's good. It's nice to be able to get it back with Yorn or something like that. That's what I'm used to doing with Priest, but it's still a nice card to have. Avalanche Caller. Target snowland you control becomes a 4/4. It's a snow creature, so he still gets the +1 and the extra ability to create 3/4/4s in the late game and going for the win is quite amazing. Early game he's good, late game he's good. Grim Draugr, not a star, but still not a bad ability. Every once in a while you can get in for 6 damage and it's pretty fun. Replicating Ring. Draugr Necromancer, a zombie, and a snow creature. He should get +2, right? From Narfi. But no. Whenever a creature dies, you get it. Whenever your opponent's creatures die, you get them. So I like that a lot. We've got a lot of removal in the bottom down here. We'll look at that in just a minute. Angel Wizard Hailstorm Valkyrie. I didn't like this card at first, and I feel silly because this card has won the game for me just all by itself several times. That flying trample is pretty brutal. It turns into a 3/3 with Narfi out, and it's pretty easy to go over the top of a 6/6 flyer. Icebreaker Kraken, generally a turn 6 card in this deck. Turn 6 8/8 is pretty good, and then their creatures don't untap. Love it. Often we can let Narfi go to the graveyard or get back some nice zombie that we wanted to reuse. Maybe even just Priest of the Haunted Edge if we really have to get rid of something like an indestructible creature. Can be pretty good. It also has Destroy All Planeswalkers. Every once in a while there's something that's just killing us. So nice board wipe. It's actually been a bit better than I thought it would be in this deck. So we've got our general snow-covered land thing going on. We've got a zombie or snow creature, Faceless Haven. Works out for a lot of different things. Let's look at the zombie portion of the deck. Again, we've got a couple of the other cards that were still here. Draw a card, Death Touch, nice. Just go through them pretty quick. We know all these. These are in lots of decks, right? Pretty much every zombie deck. This is probably one of the least useful cards. I wouldn't craft it to make the deck. It rarely ever comes into play. When it's good, it's really good, but I'm not seeing a lot of board wipes played against this particular deck so far. Hopefully, we'll see one today and find its power because we can't really play it off of our own board wipe. It's just too expensive. I mean, if you have 6, 7, 8, 9 mana available, then it can be really good because create X 2/2 black zombie berserker creatures. Oh, and you can foretell it, so you only need to spend 1, not 3. So I suppose that's not impossible, especially if the replicating ring goes off. X is the number of non-token creatures that died this turn, so not just yours. All the creatures that died, you can make a 2/2 zombie berserker. And then what I like to do after that, and I've only been able to do it just a couple times, is Haunting Voyage. You foretell it, and then it costs 7. We've got enough removal to make it to turn 7, and with Narfi coming back every turn, you can often outvalue them since he's only 3 mana. Most commanders don't like to come back over and over again, especially a 5 to cast. You're only going to get to cast it 2 or 3 times at most. But Narfi can come back 5, 10 times. I've had him do that before. So Haunting Voyage, if it's foretold, returns all your zombies back to play. Theoretically, you could go for snow creatures if you've got more value and more interest in doing that, but it's almost always going to be all your zombies. Okay, down here, some of the things we haven't seen. Tome of Legends is great because Narfi just comes back. He's either attacking or coming back every turn, so generally you get to draw a card with it on most turns. Mazemind Tome, Signet, Frogify for their commander, Disdainful Stroke, Elspeth's Nightmare, look in their hand and kill a creature, great. Poison the Cup, Betrayal, mill 4 from each deck, and then exile from a creature or planeswalker from each graveyard, and then you get 2 turns to cast those. Not too bad. Bloodline Pretender, generally this is going to be for zombies, and it's not hard to get it to 5/5, 6/6, 8/8, whatever. A little bit of more card draw, ways to kill things. Liliana, I'm not sure she fits in the deck. I see this in most of the lists for Narfi, and I think it's because people want to play their zombies with a zombie planeswalker, and she's pretty cool. It's a great card, and it works really well. I'm not convinced about this card, though, being in this particular deck. And that's the deck. Let's try it out. Svella. Irish drinker playing Svella. Okay, I'm really looking forward to making the Svella deck. I'll probably do that in the next couple days. I think this is okay. We'd want to see more zombies, ideally. We've got plenty of removal, though. I think Svella being a 2/4, since we have Elspeth's Nightmare. Oh, no, whoops. I almost took the free mulligan. Should be a pretty good play here. Maybe if cracking that Fabled Passage right away to get the blue would have been the play, but... Oops. We'll see. We'll put a zombie bat out there, test the waters. Generally, usually we want a small commander to maybe draw out a couple of removal spells, but Narfi, we want all the removal spells on him. So often I'll save something like Ghastly Gloomhunter if it looks like I can put Narfi down right away. Yeah, obviously I should have cracked that Fabled Passage early. That's unfortunate. Well, he might booster up. Let's put that out. We'll just crack this so we're not waiting. Not getting priority over and over again on their turn. So yeah, normally you'd want to save your commander back a little bit, but we want Narfi out taking as many of the removal spells as he can catch. Okay, so we don't get another land, missing a drop, but we can put them back a little bit. It's likely that they just recast her, but at the same time, they don't get to make another Manalith next turn. We'll see how they play this out. I'm interested. I've looked at a couple of Svella lists, and it's pretty cool. A lot of the time, they're just trying to get as much mana as they can for her to use on her. But here we go. Ember Cleave, Mantle. We probably just want to take that Great Henge. It doesn't look like they have much value out of it, and it's going to take a while to cast it. Suppose we know Ember Cleave is coming. We can always hold back Eat to Extinction or Saw It Coming. But Great Henge gives them a lot of value. Hopefully we'll be able to out remove their Ember Cleave. Hopefully we get land. If we miss our land drop next turn, it's going to hurt. Okay, he can give this indestructible. Oh, well, he could. Yeah, these are snow artifacts, so this gains +2/+2 and indestructible, so it's not going to help us to try to kill it right now. I think maybe just taking Svella out one more time. He's probably attacking in with the Ice Hide Troll with Ember Cleave next turn. We'll try to save Saw It Coming, which means got 4 mana. We can... Do we want to just poison her right now or Eat to Extinction? Let the Ember Cleave come in. That's tough. Don't want her to just make infinite. See, once she's already up pretty high. Can we? Okay, there it is. It will cost 4 more next time it's cast. So then she's up to 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That takes her whole next turn. But he probably Ember Cleaves. I suppose we'll do that. Really, really need some land. So far behind right now. He's got something in his hand he can play. Oh, it's just the Ice Hide Troll probably holding that up. Well, I suppose just foretell this and then poison her, take the Ember Cleave. At least he has to spend 5. He can only pump this once, so that's still 10 damage. Okay, good. Just needed to make sure we got that land drop next turn. And wanted to kill her on our turn because she just gets to pump again if we don't. Ouch. Waiting for that tap out. I doubt it's going to happen though. This exiles, so it's kind of waiting for all this to happen. Not sure it's better to take this, but it definitely feels like we need to get as much value as possible. No, Disdainful Stroke. That's not great here. I think we just put that back for the land. We still need 1 more for Blood on the Snow. Can do 6, 7, 8 damage this turn if he puts that on an Ember Cleave. Not what we wanted. Okay. So that's death next turn. Even with this land, we can't do much. Think we might be able to. No, we can't survive another turn. I'd say if it were me, put. Oh, okay. Even more. Put that on the 5/4. It goes right over the top of everything. Wow. Okay, let's get to a more interesting game. Not that that game wasn't interesting. Uh, in fact, it taught me a lot about how I want to make the Svella deck. But from our point of view, we wanted to be killing her over and over and over again, much more quickly, and I think focused on the wrong uh, pathway there. Feels a little bit too slow. We've got some good cards, but just I want to see one more mana there. That's better, maybe. Okay, let's just play this out now since we're not doing anything with it yet. There's a lot more black in this deck than blue, so if you've got your blue source, go straight for the black. Especially we see Murderous Rider and Poison the Cup. Double black sources needed. Scrying this out, or foretelling this out for the scry is generally going to be a lot better. Rada decks can be really good. It depends on their draw. We'll see if we can take out the right creature at the right time. Let's save that for next turn. Start out with... I suppose we could start out with the Silver Smote. This is a place where Liliana is okay. If we can get her emblem, she's amazing. A little bit low on land. She really likes a couple of mana stones or something like that to get her going, though. We need to be able to cast out our hand before the opponent does, and they've already got ramps, so... Liliana and her devotee. No problem. Though we do like making zombies with that. We certainly do. Okay, this is rough. Maybe we just poison that Royal Outrider so we can't get any cards or get any counters. Oh, good. Alright. Let's see. We have the three... We have a few 3-drops, so we'll put this down first so we can get to 5 pretty quick. Might just end up murdering the beast if he puts it down. Don't see that in outside of limited very often. It's really good in limited, but I think black is still the better play here. We do want another blue source eventually, but I think we're okay right now. Since we're not doing anything, let's go ahead and wait. Let's see if the Ember Cleaves on the beast. Might not be good to wait there in case they have Henge, but since... Oh, well, no, I suppose they do have two green sources. So killing it on Arch might be better. That's dangerous to wait. Also, he could have put a counter on it. So I was hoping waste a little bit of mana, but all right. Suppose no, I don't usually feel this far behind. This is 2 games in a row where I'm just have no tempo at all. got 3 land in the opening hand, but then without some sort of ability to, a little bit of just one ramp card changes this deck. Oh, never, ever put him in the command zone. It's okay. This was a loss anyway. He's too slow in this situation to make any difference in the game. I probably wouldn't even be able to use him. Okay. I suppose Avalanche Collar and then eventually use that to form a block. It's got 2 3/3s coming in. How much? 3 cards in our graveyard, so I suppose we can kill Rada before she starts to become a problem. He definitely reaches her, but it takes away maybe a little bit of pressure off of our board. Usually at this point in the game, I've got a board full of zombies that are getting pluses and. He's not a troll. Maybe he is a troll. Let's look at him. Looks like a pretty serious guy. I don't know. Maybe. All right, let's get it going. We wanna finish this one off and get to one where we can actually have a chance. Nope, nothing. Maybe the Maze Mind Tome down as soon as we got it, as soon as we could play it, would have changed things a little bit. A lot of the time, just shaping your hand with the scry makes all the difference. Come on, guy. Come on. All right. 5 to 25. They've got more hands and more card in their hand, and we are out. See if we can get some tempo going this game. It's much harder to play this deck on the draw. Going first helps a lot, so don't make a liar out of me, deck. Got a first turn play now. Rise of the Dreadmart might be a dead card for the whole game. I'm generally wanting to do other things. Like I said, that's the one card that I still have in the deck because I want it to work, but doesn't seem to be playing out that well. Let's see, how do we do against Tulane? Guess just killing all their creatures before they can get it going, or just killing him. He's 5 to cast. Not like our masterful 5 to cast. He's a bad 5 to cast. So there we got our. That's a really good sign. A 4th turn Narfi makes a big difference, and having the Hailstorm Valkyrie out next turn could really help a lot too. Or now, if I had 2 cards to play there, but this is better. Unfortunately, 2 of our sources are non-snow, so it's not going to do that much. But I don't know. Wait, stop looking at my card. Don't touch. Love to make them discard, but I think just keeping it a creature right now is probably better. They've probably got junk in their hand. Maybe they'll play out all their junk and have some good cards to do later in the game. So 2 cards that rely on mass death. That's another reason not to have this. This is hard enough to use. Okay, try again. If I were playing against red or black, something like that, or I had the sense that they could kill my creature, I'd probably cast this after the attack. As it is, yeah, I should still play correctly. But okay, 1 more land, and you've got your. There it is. We held on to the murder, and too bad we don't have 1 more land. I was hoping to by now, so I could cast the Mire Triton, and then still hold open for that. Suppose we'll just put our ghoul out. In my test games of this deck, it was more situations where I was flooded than screwed. So this becomes a really good card in a flood situation. Right now, it's just kind of sitting there. But it's possible if we can keep it around long enough, it gains us all the value. Having a +1/+1 on all our creatures could be the difference between a GG and a BG. We've yet to see In Search of Greatness be truly great, unfortunately. Yeah. Just all these dead cards. They're not playing out Tulane quite yet, so let's just keep our board going. It's possible they've got wipes in here, but let's see. Do you have a Forticast? Nice. Okay, an actual cast with it. Have a way to gain life, or else I'd sacrifice this. Maybe I will anyway. Push 1 closer to that land. Yeah. I'm not going to be using it next turn, but there, that's nice. Can't attack through the Tulane without killing that anyway. Nice. Okay. So 5. Can play it out for the next 2. I can kill it twice. 1, 2, or odd, even, odd, odd. So let's make him discard one of those. And again, we want Narfi down as soon as possible. So let's try to make that happen next turn. I'm feeling the murderous impulse, though. I might want to give Tulane another swift end. Yeah, it's hard not to. Okay, I'd be tempted to get this guy down first and hold it off a turn. If... Wonder, do I want to... Well, he won't take it, but it'd be nice to have 2 creatures dead for the Liliana's Standard Bearer. We'll draw 1 more card, hopefully get 1 more land drop. Number of creatures that died under your control. Okay. It's not like Rise of the Dreadmart. This card confused me. I used to know how this card worked. This came out the rotation, what, 2 years ago? Oh, Maya. We could attack in with the Mire Triton, and he'll probably block with that. One more land out. Hey. Threaten the Vivian, and he definitely blocks. He gets a value block there, but he has to sacrifice a creature if he wants to block the other one. It gives us 3 zombies for next turn. Two zombies for next turn, I should say. But we get the Sky Scanner. Do we prefer that? I think not yet. Should have foretold that earlier in the game. It's much nicer to cast Foretold. I can go in with him as a 5/5. Let's see, do they have a... Nope. 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, they could have spent their whole... They could have spent every piece of mana they have to be able to cast Chulane, but maybe they've got something else they want to do? No? Casting that with Vivian's -2 would be the way to go if you could. Maybe they want more. They want to... Probably just worried I'll kill her again, and then... Get one more land. Probably Sky Scanner. You could attack with Maya if you want. Sure. Alright, let's go. Come on. What choice could you possibly be making right now? Thank you. Okay, so that's a better board to block with. Finally have Narfi out. Don't mind sacrificing him. It is a problem that he comes into play tapped, so he can only block every other turn, but in general it's a value play. We have 7 mana out, so that's Narfi coming back in one of these. Again, probably the Sky Scanner, though this turns into a 3/4 with Narfi out, so 3/4 lifelink is pretty good. Yep, that's what I thought you'd do last turn. What you got for 5 for 4? Burrow. Okay. Thank you. Might just hold on to that. I don't really want to give it to him. Be a nice 6/6 to have. Okay, and we get our Grim Physician. That's pretty good. Let's start here. Haunting Voyage. Okay, we can make some bad blocks and then be able to get our whole board back. So 3 mana, we could put Murderous Rider, but I think we want to foretell this right now. What's unfortunate is their board is very strong, can't get through it, and they're probably going to make something to stop our Sky Scanner. Next turn, if I attack with a 5/5, he has to let something die, but it'll probably be a token. He's getting more value per turn, I'm pretty sure, with the Vivian. And the way this is going to play out will not be nice. Solemn Simulacrum with the Ruin Crab eventually does some damage to our library. Okay, that's really looking like a combat trick, isn't it? But again, I kind of want the board wipe for next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's perfect. So let's let him do that to us. Keep these. Maybe I want to double block this so we can't return it to his hand. What do we get back? 1, 2, 3, 3 creatures. Decline. -1 until end of turn. And Vigilance. Well, we can hit with the Sky Scanner. Do you have a land? Yes. Not good. Get another zombie here? Nope. Worth even considering taking snow on that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures. As opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 creatures. Are they better though? They might be a little bit better. Got that Kraken. Like the Ascendant Spirit in this position, it can go over and at least kill one of these every turn. It's gaining so much value from all this. It's going to start getting cards from the elixir now too. This is a difficult situation. I think I'm still... Well, do I want snow here? Can I even pick snow? Snow is not a creature type. They're just snow creatures, right? Can't go snow. Okay. I've never tried before, so I just thought that would be an interesting thing to do. Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't feel great, but you're still doing quite well. Actually, it's you two that don't need to be going anywhere. We're going to get Scute swarmed to death here in just a moment. Not much to do about that. At least we get some +1/+0 zombies. We can start making attacks. Maybe he'll be silly enough to block with the non-token Scute Swarm, and we can grab that from him. Start making our own army. I think we have to get brave here pretty soon. How does that help you? Oh, draw a card. Pretty cool. Don't believe I have a Tulane. Never made one. Okay. Once you see Dream Trawler hit the board, you know it's over. We'll see if we can make him do some bad trades. Most of his creatures aren't that big yet. Okay, well, that changes everything, doesn't it? Now my attack does basically nothing. I just lose half my board, or all my board, and he gets all the value for it. Before that land drop, it was looking okay. Yeah. So overall, Narfi's a bit slow. Most of my games with him have been pretty good. We've seen a couple really good fun games. I don't think it's worth considering. We don't think like he's not worth playing or anything, of course. But so he can return this. I wonder if he can target creature you control. So why couldn't he return his own Tulane to his hand here? Not that it matters. But yeah, so much value out of him that it's hard to imagine that he's not. It's a really fun deck to play. I like this deck. It's just there are some games where just you don't get anything out of it. There are some matchups that aren't good, and there are some times where you just can't get much tempo. Okay, I draw, you discard. Sure. Okay. This guy's rope is going. He's going to take probably 5 minutes to decide blockers. Yeah. Not down for that. All right. Okay, back for the Narfi wrap up. Great card. I'm not sure that we're using him to his fullest potential here. I'm sure that there's a way to make him a little bit better. Just like every single deck I play here, I've won more games than I've lost with him. It was pretty even on the stream. I think we lost one more than we won, but still, you can see if you like the idea of playing a zombie deck or a snow deck. I've tried it both ways. The snow version seems a lot less powerful. A couple of cards that I would change from this: Rise of the Dreadmarn. I think maybe even Heartless Act. I'd trade that for. Probably going to be a lot better in that spot. Liliana, again, maybe just more removal. Maybe another Exile, though I guess we have 2 Exiles in here. Do we have Eat to Extinction? Yeah. So probably I have her here because of her removal, -X, but a lot of the time you'll get her in the opening hand, you play her 4th turn, and there's just no value. I think in something like Turgid she fits a lot better. It's not that she's bad here. I've won a game or two just because of her. So it's not a dead card. If you got her and you like playing her, I do too. I think that this is not a bad spot for her, but she really would shine in probably a different situation. She's not. It's not like she's making zombies. If you can get her emblem, you probably won. So setting up that situation, I'm not sure that this deck does that. But again, maybe if we got rid of Rise of the Dreadmar and maybe even Liliana's Standard Bearer, most of the versions I see don't run this for a little bit more removal. Icebreaker Kraken didn't come out. The deck's already pretty slow, so maybe we don't want this. Maybe we want to just push the removal, make it a little bit more control oriented. That's probably where he shines. Being able to return him from the graveyard. Maybe put in something like Ayara, so you can even sacrifice Narfi to her. Put in a couple of other things to sacrifice, though you don't want to go stray too far away from the zombie theme. That zombie tribal's really good. I was hoping to show a good Ascendant Spirit win. This deck, for some reason, I've been able to do that a lot more than I usually can. There's a lot of removal out there right now, so that's probably not always going to happen. But you know, a one mana card that threatens so much that they have to use their removal on it is pretty good. So you get to grow it, and it's gets out of Elspeth's range, and you can't ECD it, Elspeth's Nightmare or ECD. So I mean, it's got its benefits. Avalanche Collar, we're so today was so dry on mana that it didn't even get to be activated once. So possibly that's one you could go all in on the zombie. That would have been a much more powerful turn that we did that when we used the Haunting Voyage. It was a great Haunting Voyage, but as you saw, it didn't really do much for us. We were already gone. Um, you know, maybe you're saying like I could have played that out and very carefully chosen attacks and blocks, but you have Dream Trawler out. Aren't you already dead when that comes out, right? So anyway, um, good luck with your games. Enjoy the Narfi. Eat your opponent's brains. Have fun.